Hi everyone, this is Michael with the general love reading for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I do hope that this video finds you all well. I do apologize that these are coming out a little bit late. I've definitely been feeling these retrogrades and all of these eclipses, and I was actually having some technical difficulties with my phone here, so I do apologize. I think everything is okay though. Everything seems all clear for now. I'm feeling much clearer. I'm glad that I took the time I needed. I don't like to do these readings if I'm not feeling connected or if I'm just feeling really burnt out or drained. I just like to ensure that the work I put out there is of the best quality possible. So thank you all so much for your understanding and patience. And I also just want to give a really big thank you to all of you for supporting this channel. We actually just broke 10,000 subscribers, which is insane. That's incredible. Thank you all so much, especially those of you who have been with this channel since its very humble beginnings. It's just wild to me how much this has grown, and it's been an absolute gift to be part of this YouTube tarot community. So thank you all so much. Actually, as a kind of a way of expressing my gratitude for all of you, I am going to be offering a giveaway that should be coming out within a week or so. I will be posting that on all of my social media, so if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel or followed me on Facebook and Instagram, I would do all of that just to make sure that you don't miss out on your chance to win or enter this giveaway. And I also post pick a card readings, general cards for the collective on my Instagram, and I post announcements and blog posts on my Facebook page. So lots of just really nice way to keep in touch, to follow what I'm doing, because I'm doing a lot of different little things, it feels like. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything for updates and announcements. Before I begin, I'll just give my usual disclaimer that this is a general reading, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. Some of the messages are going to also come in the reverse, so your person might actually be your own energy or vice versa. So it does require you using your discernment and your intuition to figure out what messages apply, what's to be left behind, what needs to kind of be worked around. And of course, don't get too caught up on the gender or even the zodiac information behind the cards. These are just general readings, so I'm not gonna nail it for everyone, but it's just the way that the energy is being translated in the most concise way possible at this time. And of course, you are more than welcome to check out some of the other videos for your Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus if this one doesn't resonate, or you just want a more clearer picture. I actually have a link down below if you're interested in kind of seeing your natal chart. If you don't know your other placements, you just need your birth time and birth location. And for your Venus and Moon, you really just need the birth day. So even if you don't know the exact time you're born, you can still probably figure out the other two. And those are very, very important, the Moon and Venus, for love readings. So very good for this stuff. And of course, I do have links for personal readings, Reiki sessions, and donations down below as well. So for any of you who feel called or want personalized guidance, definitely reach out to me. And yeah, there are also previous readings, even though these are dated. I feel like the love messages are actually much less time specific, so you're welcome to go into the past, look into the history, and see if there's any love readings that kind of pop out at you. Maybe those are the ones that are actually containing the messages you need to hear right now for what's relevant to you. So all of that aside, I am going to begin. I'm just going to start by tuning in really quickly, and then I'll start shuffling here. And I just invite you all to open yourselves up to any guidance or wisdom from your higher selves or your guides. Let's see what we have here. What are the messages for love for Sagittarius? What advice and guidance do you have for Sagittarius for love? Interesting. For the overall energy, we do have the Eight of Pentacles here. This could be referring to a relationship that you're working on, you're putting a lot of effort into. It's definitely something is in the works, is kind of the message I'm getting with this. It could also be pertaining to actual work or even home. Again, these also may not even apply necessarily to love. I did forget to mention that it's not always romantic love. It could be with friends or family members or co-workers, so do keep that in mind. But I'm definitely getting the sense that there's something that's being worked on right now. There's a lot of focus on building something up, making it stable, kind of building this web here. And kind of waiting for things to come to you. You know, you're getting into your zone, you're doing what you need to do, and now it's like you're just doing all that you can, is kind of the energy I'm getting. As for your fears and worries, I actually have the Eight of Swords here, which has been showing up a lot for this batch of readings, so I do feel like this is kind of a collective energy right now. And the Eight of Swords is kind of this stuck feeling, this feeling of being trapped, of not being able to move. You needed to kind of go in for a while. The thing with the Eight of Swords, though, which I actually really like, is that, especially in this art, you've been in this chrysalis for so long, you've been working on something for so long, you don't even realize that you've already transformed. You know, you've already become this butterfly. You just haven't unfolded your wings yet. You haven't realized this yet, but you've actually come pretty far. And I feel like with all of these eclipse windows, it's really important to kind of look back, you know, especially towards the last total solar eclipse around August 2017. What was going on in your life then, or whenever the last big solar eclipse was, versus the most recent one. I think when we look at kind of these larger windows, it's easier for us to get a sense of, hey, I've actually come much farther. You've been working for so long, you might not have even been seeing the fruits of your labor. You might not have actually been seeing what you've been creating. And now with this web, you're just suddenly realizing, oh, I have this huge web. Or you're about to realize, because it seems like you haven't fully... It's like you feel like it's never going to come. But right now, you just have to realize what's already here, what you've already become. I do have, for your person's fears or worries, we have the Sun card. Could be Leo energy, could also be referring to something coming up in Leo season. I do feel like it's almost like this person sees that you're not seeing something. It's like they know that you're not seeing something clearly, or they're afraid that they're not seeing something clearly. Again, these could go in the reverse, but I'm getting the sense that with your person, for most of you, they're worried that there isn't going to be this clarity, there isn't going to be this new beginning, the glory, so to speak. I feel like you're both kind of in that state in a way, but it's like I'm almost getting the sense that you've already realized that. Whether you see it yet or not, you've already attained that. And this is very, very interesting, because I have as your blockage the Emperor. Could be Aries energy, but I'm seeing this as you not feeling in your power. And funny enough, we have the eclipse right up here too. We just had the eclipse. Again, this isn't necessarily date specific, but because most of you are watching this around the eclipse, this energy of endings and beginnings, these new cycles, this re-evaluating, I do feel like you're feeling quite weighed down, almost powerless. Could be someone who is making you feel this way, could be a boss, could be the person you're dealing with. But you're not realizing how far you've come. And I think for your person, it's kind of a similar thing. They're looking outside of themselves. They're not looking inward with this Hermit card. This is their blockage. Some of you could be dealing with a Virgo too. I have Leo, Aries, and Virgo energy on the table. But yeah, it feels like they're not looking inward. This sun that they're so worried about, that they're afraid they're not going to get, it's already with them. And I feel like there's a lot of mirroring going on between the two of you. And I feel like I say that a lot in these readings, but the reality is that our relationships are always mirroring things about ourselves back to us. So regardless of the relationship, it doesn't need to be a twin flame relationship, it doesn't even need to be a soulmate relationship, however you define it, there's always an element of mirroring that's happening because we live in a universe that's based off law of attraction, or more appropriately, law of mirroring. We're always being reflected our internal states are always being reflected back at us. And we're always coming up against that. Even if you don't believe in the law of attraction, it's just psychology, you know? What you believe will constantly be affirmed because you're seeing things through a certain perspective. And I feel like you're both kind of blocked off because of that. And it's like you're both looking outside of yourselves when you should be looking in. Or you should be reevaluating what you've been doing. I'm curious to see what else we have for you, Sagittarius. Very interesting energy so far. I feel like I'm almost getting the sense that for a lot of you, this is someone where communication really isn't very open right now. You could even be cut off from this person. Especially with that Eight of Swords energy. What is the advice you have for Sagittarius in love, relationships, connections? Yep, that's what we've been talking about. Let's see, what else do we have? Now you're all like, what did he pull? Okay. Interesting. Top card. Okay. Interesting. So, what I have for your course of action, we actually have the Ten of Pentacles here. This could definitely be involving family, stability, work, kind of just focused on that, making this very abundant life for yourself, something that you're able to share with other people. That's kind of the traditional meaning with the Ten of Pentacles here. It's family. It's kind of this intergenerational connection. What's different about this very specific Ten of Pentacles, though, is that we have the 9 Pentacles here, and I don't know if you can see that, but the 10th Pentacle is actually in the center of this middle Pentacle here. And why this is why I was saying, we've been talking about this already, this stability, this feeling of connection, this feeling of prosperity, it comes from within. And I know that sounds so cliche, that sounds so, yeah, whatever, but hear me out. It's like, even if you had all of these things, the stability, the money, the wealth, the nice house, the good family, and you didn't appreciate it, you didn't have the gratitude for it, you're not going to really feel connected to it anyway. It's like when you go into a room and you can feel, like walking into a crowd, you can feel totally alone. That's kind of a similar energy. It's like you could have all of the abundance in the world and it won't mean a thing until you find it within yourself, until you realize that within yourself. This doesn't necessarily mean having all the money in the world. This doesn't necessarily mean being wealthy or winning the lottery, like a lot of tarot readers seem to think or seem to share this energy as sometimes. It's much more about stability, legacy, what you're passing on, what values you're carrying. And I feel like for you, you really need to make a decision. One, what is going to be serving you in the long term? What is going to help you realize this within yourself? Especially relative to this connection. I know this doesn't seem like a normal love reading because it seems like there's a lot of work or finances or family stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's interfering here. I mean, we did start off with the Eight of Pentacles, so there's definitely an emphasis on working on something. As for their likely course of action, we do have the Justice card. I do feel like they are making a decision about something. You might also be dealing with a Libra here. I feel like they're really trying to make a decision. I'm actually going to clarify this energy. Why is Justice here? Why is Justice here for Sagittarius, this person? Okay, so they are trying to make a decision, but they're still kind of observing. Kind of like fly in the wall sort of energy. And I feel like this is kind of a pattern that's been going on for a while. You've really been putting in a lot of work, Sagittarius, in whatever this is. And this person has just kind of been observing, they've kind of been feeling things out. And it's kind of this cold, cold-blooded, head over heart kind of observer awareness. They're not being very emotional. They're being pretty withdrawn. That is also kind of this hermit energy. They're being very withdrawn emotionally from you. And I think they need to really check in with themselves and check in with how they feel. And to be honest, for the likely outcome, where all of this is going right now, we actually do have the Devil. And this is why I'm kind of feeling like this might be a pattern between the two of you. There might be some sort of pattern. Maybe this is the thing you're feeling stuck under. Maybe this is the person who is making you feel oppressed or trapped or making you lose touch with your power. Because they're kind of just... I don't feel like they're being very emotionally attuned to you right now, Sagittarius. And the way I'm reading this is you really need to reclaim your power. You need to realize what you already have. And also continue working. And I gotta be honest, I feel like this person is holding you back from what it is you really, really want. How do you want your life to look in the long term? Really just think about that after this reading. And don't think of it like what you think is possible. Really get in touch with what it is that you actually want here, because there's a lot of limited thinking. You've been very much in this stuck mentality that this is all there is, but you're ready to fly free from this. You're ready to free yourself from this situation. It's giving you a lot of anxiety. You're really nervous. There might be kind of a financial component here as well, is also something I'm seeing. For some of you, there might actually be a financial dependency if this is someone you're living with. But I really do think it's important for you to get in touch with this Ten of Pentacles here. What is it that you want? How do you want your life to be? What do you want it to look like? Because I feel like you're just... This Devil doesn't have to be the energy you come into. You can change this. You don't have to feel oppressed. This is also potentially coming into your own power. Freeing yourself from this. I'm going to pull one more animal card, or two. We'll see what happens, what falls out. Got two. Big energy. Okay, we have the fish, which I feel like is kind of what you've been doing. It feels like you've just been going in circles. And you've kind of just been being thrown by the tides here. I think it's really important, if things are feeling just really disorganized in general too, that you're making lists for yourself, checklists, especially with the retrogrades that are happening right now. There's a lot of reassessment, and I do apologize that this energy is kind of heavy, but it is kind of to be expected right now with the astrological weather, so to speak. And I don't want to lie to you guys, I actually want to give you good advice, because I do feel like this is something you've kind of been floundering on. That's a good word for this energy. It's like you've been floundering. There's a lot of back and forth, and your person hasn't been making a decision, and it's like you're trying to make something work, but this person just isn't yielding. They're not doing what they need to do, and they're like, maybe, I don't know, or yeah, I guess so, but then they're not really doing anything to change the situation here. And again, I do feel like someone is putting in a lot of work. It does feel like it's you, could be reversed, but I'm actually feeling like, as your advice, this Eagle card, this is about stepping into the unknown, breaking free from whatever it is that feels like is trapping you. I honestly am getting the sense that a lot of you are being guided to move away from this. It's like you've had enough, you're feeling very fed up, and I feel like there's kind of a free fall that you just need to take. Again, there does seem to be some sort of physical, material, or financial component here that's sort of keeping you stuck, but that doesn't matter. You kind of just have to take the dive. It is really... chase the sun. This person is afraid of that. Of this beautiful life that you could have, which is weird. And again, it's at your feet. It's already here. You just have to go for it. You just have to pursue it. And honestly, I think a lot of you know that either this connection needs to end or this pattern definitely needs to change. Something needs to give here. Whatever it is that you decide to do, you need to change something here. And it's not going to feel comfortable. But it's very important for your growth that you do this. And for the sake of your relationship, it's not going to go anywhere if you're just trying to placate this person. You're not helping the bond grow. You're not sustaining or maintaining anything. So those are all the messages I am getting for you now, Sagittarius. I do hope that this was helpful. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Definitely share in the comments down below what's going on for you guys. I think it's really important to share your experiences. That's kind of one of my favorite parts about this channel, is that people are opening up and other people are coming in and supporting or relating to each other. And it's really beautiful. Step out of your comfort zone a little bit. And of course, again, I do have links for personal readings, donations, and private or distance Reiki sessions. So if you're interested in any of that, definitely reach out to me. Otherwise, I will see you all next time. Bye.